Hello beauties, my name is Jill and welcome to our 40-minute flow practice. We're going to start on our knees, finding a nice tall seat, and start to cultivate some deeper breaths in and out through your nose. Today's flow practice is going to be a little bit more of a slow moving practice, focusing on our root chakra, grounding, connecting back into ourselves as we make our way back into this new stage of our lives, transitioning into a whole new world. We are going to salute the moon in our practice today. So it's a little bit more calming, taps into the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm going to place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. And then start to breathe into your hands. 360 degrees through your rib cage, through your lungs. Feeling the rise and fall of your hands with each breath. And then notice the quality of your breath today. Does it feel short and shallow, sticky, or does it feel nice and flow, deep, easy? Going to transition up onto our shins, so stand up onto our knees, hands to your hips. We're going to extend the right leg out to the side of the mat. Inhale your arms up above your head, and as we exhale, we're going to just hinge over to that right side. Perhaps cradling the back of your head with your hand, lifting up out through the elbow. Inhale to come up, we're going to switch over to the other side. So our left hand is going to find the mat, and we're going to reach all the way over to that side. We're going to de-weight that right leg from the mat, and we're going to lift it up nice and strong through the ankles, through the toes, flexing towards your nose, engaging the glutes. And slowly place the foot back down. We're going to rise back up through center. Bring your knee in to meet your left. And then extend the left leg out to the side. Make full contact with the sole of that foot on the mat. Inhale your arms up, and then as we exhale, we're going to hinge over to the left side. Maybe your hand finds the back of your head. Inhaling to come up, your right hand is going to find the mat on the right side. I'm going to lean over, hinging open. Lifting the left leg up and away from the mat, strong ankle toes, strong glutes. Maybe lift your leg a little bit higher. Placing the foot back down, bring your left knee to meet your right. And then we're going to turn to face the front of your mat in tabletop position. Tucking your toes under and then leading with your butt, downward facing dog. Do any wiggles you need to do here. Rooting down through all four corners of your palms, setting your scapula, your shoulder blades onto your back, away from your ears, gazing towards your belly button or your toes, relaxing the back of your neck. And then bending a lot into the left knee, rooting the right heel down into the mat, and then corkscrew it into the mat, making nice contact. Big stretch to the back of the leg. And then switching sides, bending into the right knee, and then weighting the left heel down, screwing it in. Bringing both heels down, tilting your pelvis up and back, widening through your sit bones, rotating your inner thighs towards each other and back. And then looking forward, making your way to the top of the mat, forward fold, interlacing your fingers, placing your hands behind your skull, just at the hairline. Hug your elbows in towards each other, and then pull your chin towards your chest. Just a nice assisted, gentle stretch through the back of the neck. And releasing your hands down, and slowly rolling all the way up to standing. Reaching your arms up towards the ceiling, and then hands through heart center as you exhale. Starting with our moon salute on the right side. Inhale, breath, reaching your arms up, look up, grasping onto your right wrist with your left hand, and then hinging over towards that left side. Lifting your chin up away from your chest so your ears are in line with your biceps, and then scooping the left shoulder under and forward, nice even shoulders. Working with your breath here to find your depth. Inhale to come up, and then exhale, we're going to switch our grip. Right hand finds the left wrist, and then hinging over towards the right side. Inhaling to come up, hands through heart center as you exhale. Inhale your right knee in towards your chest, and as you exhale, big step back. Back toes 90 degrees. We'll meet in our warrior two. Pull the heels in towards each other, ignite the inner thighs. Straightening through the left knee, we're going to hinge forward, reaching towards your shin, a block or the mat. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Gaze can be looking up towards your top hand, and then really leaning back into this, pulling your low ribs in. Hands come on either side of your front foot. We're going to spin the back toes forward and then step the right foot in halfway. Hug the left hip back, right hip forward, and bring your forehead in towards your shin, pyramid pose. Inhale to come up, halfway lift. We're going to scooch the right foot all the way back and bring the back knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Left knee stacked right over that ankle, pelvis tucking down and under. Low ribs pulling in, pinkies spiral in towards each other, lifting up through the top of your head, up through your sternum. Hands find the mat on either side of your front foot, and then we're going to spin both toes towards the long edge of the mat. Heels in, toes out, bending into your knees, cactus through your arms, goddess squat. So pulling the knees back, so make sure they're tracking right over the second toe, and then engaging the hamstrings, the glutes, pulling the heels in towards each other. Inhale to straighten through the knees and the arms, and then turning to the back of the mat, bending into the back knee now, front knee, so the right knee, spinning the back toes 90 degrees, warrior two. Inhale, straightening through that right knee, shifting forward, triangle pose. hands find the other side of your right foot, stepping the left foot in halfway, both toes parallel. We're going to hug the left hip back, or the right hip back, left hip forward, and then forehead to shin, pyramid pose on this side. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to step the left foot all the way to the back of the mat and bring the left knee down. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Hands come down on either side of your front foot, spinning both toes towards the long edge of the mat, coming back into our goddess squat, heels in, toes out, cactusing through your elbows, drawing the knees back. Inhale, straightening through your knees and your arms. We're going to step forward to the top of our mat again. Inhale, your arms up, right hand to your left wrist, leaning over to the right side. Inhale, come up. We're going to switch grip. Left hand to the right wrist. Exhale over to the left side. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands through heart center as you exhale. This completes one side of our moon salute. We're going to do this side a little bit quicker. Inhale, your arms up. Right hand finds the left wrist, hinging over to the right side. Inhale, coming up. We're going to switch. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to come back up, hands through heart center as you exhale. Inhale your left knee in towards your chest. Big step back with that foot. Back toes 90 degrees. Front knee stacking over that ankle. Warrior 2. Straightening through the right knee, shifting forward into our triangle pose. Hands come on either side of the front foot. Step the left foot in halfway for our pyramid pose. Exhale, forehead in towards your shin. Nice square hips. Inhale, half lift. Left leg steps all the way back. Bring the back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down. This time we're going to turn towards, the back of the long edge of the mat. Heels in, toes out, goddess squat. Inhale to straighten and lengthen, and then turn the left toes to the back of the mat, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten through the left leg, shifting forward, triangle pose. Hands cartwheel down on either side of your left foot. Step the right foot in halfway for our pyramid pose. Inhale, half lift, scooch the right foot all the way back, bring the back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Hands come on either side of the left foot, spin both toes towards the long edge of the mat, heels in, toes out, goddess squat. Inhale to straighten and lengthen. We're going to spin forward to meet at the top of our mat again, the front of our mat. Inhale your arms up. Left hand to the right wrist, and we're going to hinge over to the left side. Inhale to come up and switch, leaning over to the right side. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samastatihi. Just connecting with your breath. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Widen your feet mat distance, heels and toes out. We're going to come into our Malasana our yogi squat. Elbows are going to find the insides of our knees, palms together in front of our heart, thumb in towards your sternum, lengthening through each vertebrae right out the top of your head. Our left hand is going to find the right ankle. Inhale your right arm up, leaning over to the left. Keep drawing those knees out. Coming back through center, our right hand is going to find the left ankle. Really push the shoulder into that inner right knee, tracking it out, and then lift the left arm up, lean over to the right. Coming back through center as you exhale, hands through heart center. Forward fold here, just heel toe your feet in, hip width apart. Plant your palms, and we're going to step back into our plank pose. So knees up or down, but we're going to hold this for about 10 breaths. So it's going to be a long plank. Make sure your heels are right over the top of the balls of the feet. Straighten through the backs of your knees. Your legs are nice and strong. Your hips are in line with the base of your shoulder blades. And set your scapula onto your back so you're lifting up and out, pressing down through the palms. Keep your chin tucked in, nice and neutral neck. Breathing here for a couple more breaths. You got this. Bending the elbows, we're going to slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes, keep your elbows hugging in. Inhale for our baby cobra, baby back bend. Exhale, release. We're going to do a couple more like this. Inhale, lifting up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale to come up, and then place your forearms down on the mat, coming into a sphinx pose. So think about pulling your elbows in towards you so your sternum and your chest can shoot through and forward. Pressing your pubic bone down, supporting the low back. There should be no crunching. Slowly lower all the way down, and then spider tip your hands off the mat with your elbows wide and up, and then inhale a little bit higher up. I'm going to lean the left shoulder forward and then look over the right. Inhale through center and then switch sides. Right shoulder forward, look over the left. Inhale through center, exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Tuck your toes under, push back up through your plank, knees up or down. We're going to hold for a couple more breaths. Breathing through the shakes. Two more breaths. You got this. Nice, strong humans. Pushing back, downward facing dog. Maybe a big sigh out your mouth. Inhale, breath, right leg lifting up and back. Stay for the exhale. Come up onto the balls of your left toes. And then step your right foot in between your hands. I'm going to turn both toes towards the long edge of the mat. Heels out, toes slightly pigeoned in. And we're going to come into a forward fold, wide angle forward fold. You can grab onto your outer ankles, your outer shins, and then pull the top of your head down into the mat. Rooting down evenly through the outer edges of your feet. Shifting the weight in towards your toes. And then placing both hands on the mat right underneath your eyeballs. And we're going to lift the right arm up, twisting open, keeping your hips nice and neutral. Keeping strength and integrity through that left shoulder. Bringing your right hand down as you exhale, and then inhale, left arm up. Left hand comes down. We're going to spin to the back of the mat so the left leg is in the front. We're going to bring the back knee down and then heel toe the left foot all the way out to the right. So we're coming into a pigeon pose. If a pigeon doesn't suit you, you can bend the right knee in a bit as well. So 90 degrees through both your knees for a deer pose. And then perhaps using the strength through our pelvic floor, our pelvic bowl, lifting your arms either to your hips or maybe above your head, and keeping that as you slowly fold all the way down into a reclined pigeon. Keep this nice and active. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. And then breathing here as you release. Slowly rise all the way up. We're going to swing the back leg forward. So straightening through that left leg on the mat, and then we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh, really rooting down through the toe, the big toe. Right finger pads come behind you onto the mat. Inhale your left arm up, and then exhale, twisting from your belly button, then hooking your elbow over that front knee. Staying here, or perhaps coming into a half or a full bind. And then staying with your breath, so inhaling to lift up nice and tall, and then exhaling to squeeze and twist a little bit deeper. Slowly releasing, we're going to extend both legs out, and then bend your knees and engage your core, arms outstretched, and we're going to slowly lower all the way down to the mat. And we'll make what I like to call a hollow body. So our shoulder blades are going to stay lifted and our heels are going to stay lifted as we still engage our core down into our low back, down into the mat. And then perhaps stretching your arms up overhead with your fingers flexing down like you are doing a handstand on your back. Take one more big breath. You got this. Good. Exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Slowly lower all the way down. Just roll side to side, massaging out your sacrum. And then hands to the back of your knees. We're going to slowly roll all the way up and back a couple times. And we'll meet into a chair pose. Utkatasana. So send the weight into your heels, so it's nice and light in your toes. Engage your inner thighs, squeezing your knees together, sliding your tailbone down, lengthening through the low back, lifting up through your chest, pinkies in towards each other, making space in your shoulders. Breathing here, 3 more breaths. Inhale to rise all the way up. Hands through heart center as you exhale. Widen your feet again, mat distance, coming back into our yogi squat. So our left hand is going to find the right ankle again, reaching the right arm up. And then this time, maybe cradling your head with your hand, lengthening out through the elbow. Keep pushing the left knee back with the left shoulder blade. Come back through center as you exhale. And then right hand to the left ankle. Inhale, left arm up, leaning over. Right knee pressing back through the right shoulder. Slowly release, come back through center. And we'll meet in a forward fold. Just heel toe your feet in a little bit closer together. And step the left foot back, and then we're going to rotate towards the long edge of the mat. Wide angle forward fold. One more time. You can choose a different arm variation here. Maybe your hands come behind you on finger pads. or perhaps they stay on your ankles or your shins. Take 2 more breaths. And coming back up halfway, lift, hands on underneath your eyeballs. Your right hand rooting down, keeping the integrity in that shoulder. Left arm lifting up, inhale, twisting, perhaps half binding towards the front of your right hip with your left hand. Releasing your left arm up, coming back through center, rooting down through the palm of the left hand, and then lifting the right arm up, twisting open. Again, maybe half binding the right hand to the front of the left hip. Releasing through center. Heel toe your feet in, so your heels are in and your toes are out. We're going to find ourselves back into our goddess squat. Your elbows are going to find your inner thighs. You just rest. I like to rock kind of side to side. Then bring your hands up onto your thighs, and we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So left shoulder forward, looking over the right. Inhaling, come back through center. Exhale, right shoulder dips forward, looking over the left. Inhale, come back through center, coming into our cactus arms. Your next inhale breath, lifting up, straightening through your arms and your legs. And then as you exhale, lowering down. We're going to do a couple more like this. Each time, pulling your heels in, squeezing your glutes this entire time. Exhale, come down, lower. We're going to do little pulses. And then inhale, straightening through your arms and your legs. We're going to spin towards the front of our mat. So left foot is in the front. And then we're going to meet the right foot to the left, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, lift, lengthen. And then we're going to step the left foot all the way back. Bring the back knee down and then heel toe the right foot over to the left side for pigeon. Scissoring through your hips, left hip forward, right hip back. Hands can stay on your hips, or maybe you lift them up above your head, and keeping that muscular engagement, start to recline forward with control. And we'll take a couple more breaths. Slowly start to come up and out. We're going to swing the left leg forward, extend the right leg long, and then cross the left foot over the right thigh, rooting down through that big toe. Left finger pads come behind. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twisting from your belly, then hooking your elbow. Maybe finding a half or a full bind. You do you. And working with your breath. Inhale, lifting up nice and tall, and then exhaling to twist and deepen. And releasing, bending your knees, engaging your core, and we're going to slowly lower all the way down into that hollow body, keeping your shoulder blades lifted, lifting your heels up, engaging everything here, big toes touching together, and then maybe reaching your arms up over your head, flexing your wrists and your fingers back as if you're in a handstand. Keep pulling your lower abs down, supporting your low back, pressing that into the mat. You got this. 2 more breaths. Nice, slowly lowering everything down, releasing, bending your knees, just windshield wiper side to side. And then setting up for a bridge pose here. So feet hip width apart and parallel, bending the knees. And we'll do robot arms through the hands, so pressing down through the triceps and the backs of the shoulders. Inhale, lifting the pelvis up, pressing down through the feet, and then muscle energy through the inner thighs and the knees, as if you were squeezing a block. And then maybe clasping your hands together underneath your back, pressing your pinkies down. One more breath, lift everything a little bit higher. Exhale, bring your hands back to robot arms, and then slowly peel your vertebrae back down. And just settling here on the mat, we're going to do one more round. And so setting back up into our bridge with our robot arms, pressing down through the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms, the shoulders. Inhale the pelvis up, clasping your hands underneath your spine on the mat. Option here to lift the right leg up over the hip, pointing through the toe. Keep the pelvis nice in line. Slowly lower the right leg down if you have it lifted, and we'll switch sides. So lifting the left leg up over the hip. Nice. Releasing that foot down. Lift everything up one more time, a little bit higher. Robot arms to help peel your vertebrae back down. Release. Find a block or a prop or maybe a cushion or something that you can use, a book, and to place it on a medium setting if you do have a block, right underneath your tailbone or your sacrum, so not on your lumbar spine. And then you're going to slowly bend your knees in towards your chest, so you should just be nice and passively supported on the block. We're going to hug the left knee in towards your chest, and then we're going to straighten the right leg down. Nice gentle hip flexor opening. Keep hugging the left knee in towards your side body, and then perhaps just start to draw it out a little bit more. And you can gaze over the right shoulder. Bringing the right knee back in towards your chest, and we'll switch sides. Hugging right knee in, extending left leg long. Then drawing the right knee a little bit wider, opening up, and gazing over the left shoulder. Both knees come back up in through center. So we're going to come into either a passive inversion or perhaps a more active one with a shoulder stand. So you can just keep the block underneath you. If you're going to do a passive inversion, just lifting your legs up towards the ceiling. Again, this shouldn't be much work, but you're still getting the benefits of the inversion. Or if you'd like to come into your shoulder stand, rolling your knees in towards your chest, lifting your hips over your shoulders, extending your legs up towards the ceiling, hugging your elbows in a little bit closer, supporting your low back with your hands. And then really important to press the back of the head down to keep the throat open. And you can play around with any leg variation here. And if you would like to move into a plow pose, go ahead and do that. Perhaps the tops of your feet find the floor behind your head. Perhaps your hands clasped together. Or maybe you bend your knees and squeeze your ears into a dead man pose. Just choose whatever option feels good for you right now. And to come out of our plow, just bring your hands back to your low back. And then just support yourself through your shoulder stand to slowly roll each vertebrae back down on the mat. And if you're on a block, just place your feet down with your knees bent, lift your hips up, remove the block to the side. An option here, we'll finish practice with a fish pose. So you're going to come onto your forearms on the mat so that the top of your head can come down nice and evenly onto the mat, lifting up through your chest. This is a nice throat opener, chest opener. If you want to do the full posture, your legs are going to lift up to 45 degrees, as well as your hands to 45 degrees, palms together. This feels really nice through the front of the throat, the neck flexors. And then coming out of this, we'll meet in our corpse pose, final pose of rest. Hopefully you are feeling a little bit more connected with yourself, a little bit more grounded, and the yoga buzz is nice and strong, circulating through your bloodstream. You can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you need, but thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope to see you in the studio soon. Namaste.